Hey, welcome back to Fire God's Presence. I pray to God, yes, you that is watching me, that you have maintained yourself faithful in the Lord and you have abided in His presence. And I'm just gonna go ahead and record. I'm just being a little bit lazy here, and resting still. And I had another video that I was gonna record earlier and set up, but I feel the urgency of putting this prophetic dream that I've had probably about I think a week and a half ago, and I've been praying about it whether I should put it or not, and then I felt led to go ahead, so I decided to post this video really quick as I'm relaxing. I'm about to watch a movie. Yes, excited because I love Christian movies and just watching movies. I'm a kind of like movie kind of person. But anyways, I have a dream that is kind of like a warning that I had, like I said, a week and a half ago. And the dream started, like I was walking in the middle of a street and it looked like it was a street that I knew. It kind of like felt like that in the spirit, a place where you walk like a daily. It felt like known. Even in my spirit, I felt it. So I was walking and I was throwing like little rocks. And then I was, like when you look at little rocks on the floor as you're walking and you just like randomly like just kick them. So I started like kicking them. I grabbed one of the little rocks in my hand and I started throwing it inside the gates, of the houses that I was just going, just being silly. All of a sudden I threw like a little rock and I didn't notice that there was a cat there. And then obviously, it startled me as I threw the rock. Obviously the cat got scared and I got scared too. I didn't realize that he was there. So I continued walking. As I continued walking, was it to my, I think it was to my right, probably to my left side. I saw like this huge cage, and it looked like the cage was like a giant, and I was like the little, like those cartoon movies where you see the giant and the person looks so tiny. Well, I looked like the little tiny person because this cage was so tall, like to the sky, and thick and big. It was huge, so it looked like a giant's cage or something like that. When I looked, there was a lion inside the cage, and all of a sudden, obviously, I start panicking and I start like feeling like this fear, from the top of my head to my toes, all over. My hairs were just standing up, and I was like, what do I do? Like had one of those moments like when you get freeze. But I felt like the Holy Spirit telling me, like, as soon as I was thinking for a second, I realized that the lion looked at me. When the lion looked at me, I felt like I was hearing the Holy Spirit clearly saying to me, run. And then I was like, run. When I ran, I realized, no, before I ran, let me, because this was all so fast. Before I ran, as I stood up, just like free, like in emotion, like just being freeze, by looking at this big lion, I realized that the door of the gate was open. And that's the reason why I feel like more fear, because I was like, oh my God, like this thing is gonna come out. So that's when I felt literally the Holy Spirit said run. When I heard the voice of the Holy Spirit tell me to run, as I ran, I feel like another instruction. When you get to the right, run faster. I didn't realize what I was doing, but because I'm intimate with the Holy Spirit, I felt like He was leading me even in the dream. So I was like, I didn't question it because I was in panic mode. So when I got to the right of the cage, I speed up like twice. And I think that movement of me not slowing down made the lion, he has his eyes focused on me, that he didn't himself realize that the cage was open. So when I made that turn by the door, as I continue, outside to him, he was just focused on me, that he bypassed the door as well. And I think that's why the Holy Spirit said, when you get to the right, run. Like, I felt like it was like another, like, run faster. So when I'm in the other side, I found myself looking at myself like a Spider-Man. You're looking at jumping to the side of the cage, going from one place to another, like if I was a Spider-Man. But the funny thing that this lion was so huge, obviously, and the cage was enormous, that his paws were so gigantic that by the time that his paws came out, I realized, I don't know if you have ever seen like a movie, one of those Marvel or something like that, when I think there's I don't remember if it was a male or a female that kind of like had the power like to stretch. So when the tiger will go like this, with the paws, like in one of the parts of the cages, I feel like I was able to go like this, with my like my body stretching, so he wouldn't touch me. All of a sudden, as I'm moving and I'm moving forward like this, back and forth, I look to my right and I see somebody coming, and then I'm like, but the person, I'm not. I don't want to lie or add up anything to the dream, so I'm not gonna say that I saw him, the person with a phone or anything on his hand, but he was like looking down at something, and the person was so distracted that he couldn't hear the roars of the lion, the screaming of myself, and all of a sudden, being so distracted, that tiger with the paws that he was trying to like reach out to me, but my body was like elastic, and plus like a Spider-Man movement all around. Like I was being able to discern in the spirit, like his move, where he will already, when he was about to make a, let's say to the upper with the pause, I like already knew, so I was prepared. Like I was being really like guided in the spirit. It was so weird. And then when I realized that tiger went just like whoop, and grabbed the person with the paws, and all I heard, was the scream of the person. As soon as the person screamed, that's when I woke up. And then I was like, for a minute, a couple of minutes that I always do, like, what are you telling me, Holy Spirit? Because sometimes he'll go ahead and take me to a Bible verse, this and that. And then I was like realizing, I was like, oh my gosh, the lion, roaring like a lion, always, like trying to see, who he gets, the verse in the Bible. So that reminded me, obviously, and water, like sometimes, like when we're being, what is it called, distracted. That was the thing, because even when I was playing and I was walking and throwing the little rocks, I felt like I had a connection. Because even when the Holy Spirit, when I saw the lion, all in my sense was like I was being led by the Holy Spirit, even within my dream, telling me what to do. And I was just being obedient to listening to what he was telling me. So the dream was like, the revelation that I got was like, obviously that, not being distracted. A lot of people are going to be distracted, not just because it's Christmas. So this has nothing to do with Christmas or anything. This has to be just, your real life, everyday life. How many people of us are distracted that a lot of us are not even walking in the spirit? This is what the Holy Spirit was whispering to me. A lot of people don't have a relationship with me. Like, this is what I felt like he was saying. Obviously, they're not able to discern me when I'm trying to lead them, when I'm trying to guide them, because it says another Bible verse, and this he brought it into remembrance. It says that the steps of the righteous are ordered by the Lord. But how are you going to hear the steps of the righteous that are ordered by the Lord? So the Lord is ordering your steps through the Holy Spirit, guiding, don't go here, there's danger. Don't go, don't do this, don't do that. Like, as we go about our days, our steps are ordered by the Lord, but only if you have spiritual ears to listen, are you going to be able to discern the voice of the Holy Spirit? And this is one of the things that the Holy Spirit was literally talking and speaking and screaming through me through this dream that I had. How many people are distracted that I'm trying to save them on daily basic little things, and they're not even paying attention to my nudges. They're not even paying attention to the dreams. They're not even paying attention because they're so distracted. And then let me tell you that whatever the person had, because I don't want to sit here and lie, about anything. So I'm not going to say, oh, the person was with the phone. Whatever the person might have had, that the person was just looking down on it. Let me tell you that he couldn't hear the roars of the lion or the screaming of my screaming in panic. So imagine how distracted this person was. It was like whatever that he was looking at, whatever he was doing, he was so consumed. And this is what we get on our daily lives. We get so consumed and distracted by other things that we're not able to discern the voice of the Holy Spirit. And this is why I remember now that when the Holy Spirit was telling me, this is why I keep telling my people that it's about what? Relationship with the Holy Spirit. You cannot walk and be led by the Spirit if you only visit. Or if you go to Sunday church service on a 1 hour and a half, and then you don't have fellowship with the Lord at all throughout your week. And if you do a 30-minute little quick here, little quick, that's not really you abiding in God's presence. You abiding in God's presence and you having a relationship with the Lord will have to be that you have to be intentional. And this is the message that I have for you. Don't get caught up like that person that was distracted, then the lion, which is the devil. You being distracted, he will eat your life spiritually first, and then a lot of the times, because you're not paying attention to real warnings, then you might end up even being dead, because you're not paying attention to your surroundings. You're too focused on whatever you're doing, that you're not taking heed at all to what the Lord is saying, or even what the Holy Spirit is guiding you through, which is Jesus inside of us. So you're not even taking no heed at all. And you're being so distracted by so many offerings of this world. Let me tell you that this is really screaming at me. And mind you that I'm not perfect. I need Jesus Christ every day of my life. But one of the prayers that I pray always is like, Holy Spirit, just like make me more in tune with you. That's the only thing that I could, pray. Make me more in tune with you. So I wanted to go ahead and give this little message. And I pray to God that you take heed. It's a dream that I had, and I believe that it's really, everything is prophetic about it. It's like a warning. Just be in tune and be alert. So I want to go ahead and leave you with this. I don't want to take more of your time. Abide in God's presence. Seek Him above all things. And don't visit, but abide. See you next time. Bye.